people, when are you gonna wake up? When are we going to wake up? They say it's the dumbest people in the world that just don't have lack of common sense to see what's going on. Everybody's arguing. Everybody's argumentative. Found them a reason to be mad at somebody over somebody else's pain, over somebody else's wealth. It's just crazy. It's insane to me. Still trying to understand it. Hi, Joy. So I'm going to say this and then I am going to get off and, well, I was doing paperwork, so I'm done with that. Now, before I retire to the bed, I just wanted to say, I have not heard one commentator, podcast, stream, live, or anything speak on nothing of how, like how I think. I'm like, nope, nobody's going to point that out. And yes, I'm talking about this Charlie Kirk guy. Yep, I am. If you go and you read his biography, his bio, go and read it. You ask yourself, instead of developing, just below the surface level of why was he targeting or chose colleges to have these agree to disagree debates going on? Other than him promoting himself, you best to believe that it was a well-known, allegedly wealthy people that also bagged him up. Yeah, I'm good, sweetheart. I'm good. Nobody pays attention to the solicitation of Turning Point. Nobody pays attention to that. It's just all fun and games to debate on the subjects that are being thrown at you. But then you ask yourself, well, what was the purpose? What was the purpose? Now, everybody knows if you start to deliver your message under the umbrella of Christianity, of God and Jesus Christ, that kind of lures people in quite a bit. But I was also taught that you gotta know who's teaching you what and why. Hey, what's the purpose? Why? So I was thinking, to myself after carefully reading this bio, I was like, okay, so goes to these college, predominantly white colleges. I mean, if he's did a debate down at Memphis, Tennessee State University, somebody please correct me on that. He says that some of the colleges, one in particular that he named in a debate, was bum college, slum college. He also told people you don't need to go to college to get where you dream to be, right? Making yourself successful out here in this wonderful United States of America. This is what I get out of it, right? I overlook all of the alleged racial slur or antic of how he tries to put it out there. But then if you rebuttal back on it, then he makes the blame of being racist on not him. Yeah. So he knows how to and put it on you. You brought it up. You the one said it. No, I didn't say it. You said it. Blah blah blah. But I also noticed that Turning Point happens to be a umbrella of teaching. It also was solicited in his bio that it's free. You don't need these colleges out here. Come on over to Turning Point. It's the more people I can convince and get up under my umbrella, the more that my sponsorship or my endorsers would reward me. I'm looking at this man saying that he had traveled around the world. Yeah, one, to speak the gospel. Some of the gospel isn't sitting well with the general population out here anyways. So if that's not working, you come on over to my school and join the program. Get up under here. Now, I don't know if that's soliciting because allegedly he didn't finish college and he felt that maybe I can teach people how to gain their wealth the same way that I did without college, and also be something in life. But that also still, it's to get to the level that he did just by speaking gospel and trying to convince these, the general public out here to, hey, come and be a part of Turning Point. First, I'm thinking like, okay, well, why are you at the colleges, the college out here, trying to remove people from the learning that they chose to have in their life, whether if it was free or you paid for it, or to come to where you are. So with that being said, right, because I'm learning that he's a Republican and he's rocking, he rocked real hard with Trump and J.D. Vance and all of those people. He even bragged about being on the presidential plane, right? He bragged about that, said this is all that, he would ever had dreamed of, and that's what his purpose was in life, to kind of have those pieces of success in his library, But that just behooves me, though. I'm like, why would you go to the colleges to try to influence and convince them that the way that he did and chose to do his life to gain wealth is the way for everybody else? They're taking your money. You're not learning anything. But if you go back and you listen to some of Trump stuff on this DI, on all of that, it kind of speaks the opposite. Trump, to me, was like, okay, we're going to lower this for you. We're going to assign this order in this executive order in so that the civil rights movement can still continue on to be diversified on all levels for people. That's for people who can't afford the Stedman or the other expensive colleges to go to. So those doors was open. But to me, it sounds like he's speaking against DEI. And I do agree with the one female that had a debate with him arguing about DEI, explaining that the entire world is diversified. So how is it that you try to or would want to change that? Because that's just the way it is, as if he was going to offer you millions of dollars as well. Now, in the Turning Point, I just found that, oh, okay, well, if that's free, other than your podcast and, your own media program, I'm like, well, what was bringing in that money? Yeah, these people who chooses to sit in front of these cameras and have these debate, which also grows the views and I'm like, this shit is crazy, man. But I always say you can only be hypnotized if you choose to be hypnotized. And I also grew up the grass ain't always greener on the other side just because someone is trying to sell you that wonderful story, about it. But hello, Michelle. It's just insane. I truly do think that everybody, you find your way and you just make the best of, the way that you find that you're walking down. You just make the best out of it. So that there just didn't kind of sit well. It's like, well, let me go and check and see, all of these people that's being convinced to learn his way to, become wealthy and stay out of trouble and get married and have a bunch of kids. It's just not for everybody. Man, I understand it. You can grab a handful is better than no stomach full. So I get that too. But at the same time, you have to watch who is up on that wealthy scale and if they really serious about bringing you up in that entire way. And sometimes that's just not possible. But I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he's probably endorsed or, getting a lot of sponsorship through ads and all of that stuff. I can understand the wealth through that, but the more people and that he gets to join in and follow up underneath his dream or his passion or it is the more wealthier he'll be. And you have to ask yourself, I don't know. I'm not sold on that. I'm just not sold on it. I think that anybody, whichever way you choose to go to, whatever college that you choose to go to, you go in there and you get what you went there for and you come out and you try to attempt to be successful for it, which we all know he made it seem to appear as if, there's only one thing that is accessible to all cultures, and that is walking behind or, up underneath him. And I'm like, well, that's not reality, y'all. That's just not reality at all. So, I don't know. Yeah, but that whole racial thing, listening to that boy over there for a minute, he gets himself all riled up because there's a pastor in a church, that's preaching and doing whatever sermon and discernment that was sent to him. And yeah, it may come off that he's crooked and he's leading you down the wrong way. But what's wrong with reading the Bible on your own? I don't understand, why do people need so many or another human to teach you the Bible and you walk down the righteous road? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't know. Put the little damn crybaby outside. Don't ask me no stupid question like that. What you gonna do if I made a kid cry? Go cry with him. I don't know what the hell gonna do. And that's my point. Go figure it out. Your damn self. The hell wrong with you? You slow? Go get the Dr. Seuss book. Read it. It'll tell you. What you asking me for? Fuck do I know what you gonna do about making a kid cry? Fuck do I know? How the hell do I know? And that ain't even funny. I'm like, really? You gonna type some bull crap up in? But I get it. That's what you trolls do. I don't care. It doesn't affect me or bother me or anything. I'm like, really, dude? What do I do? Fuck do I know? Go goddamn it read Dr. Seuss and all the other goddamn baby books that's out there. Pick up the damn book. Anywho, that's just how I feel about it. And then to listen to someone go after another person, right? When this person has the same behavior that he's trying to go after. I'm like, and if this ain't some goofy ass crazy stuff, I don't know. That man, Charlie Kirk, may he rest in peace. And it is, people has to move on from being argumentative over someone else's pain, over someone else's wealth, over someone else's decision on whether if they choose to be racist or not. Be racist. Go ahead. It's called ignore it. It's called moving on. Okay? Let those people be racist in their own misery. Misery loves company. And people sure do give it to them. It's crazy. But I watched that show over there. And I'm looking at him like, okay, when you gonna explain something? Hopefully I get time one day this week, because I want to know, and I'm gonna play a little bit. When are you going to explain something? Every time that boy tries to attempt to explain something, he will not explain to you because he don't know. But then the stuff that does come up that he can explain, then he gets all belligerent and crazy with it and then attack. I'm like, what in the fuck? How in the hell? Whole lot of videos he played over there. It wasn't too many that he can explain, besides trying to prove a point on how somebody isn't racist. Okay, you got 50% out here saying that the man was and 50% saying that he wasn't. I'm over here like, whoop-de-damn, dude. Like, who cares? But obviously, it's still such a big thing out here, but it's also a distraction. The more you pay attention on whether if someone then called you the N or the H word, then it is. But this guy sits his butt over there defending, and okay, respectfully, all right, you got that shit, right? But defending that, and y'all, I know the people that come in my chat know that this boy done used all kind of derogatory name calling of everybody and got the nerves to be sitting over there talking about what a pastor is doing in church. They don't just be in the church. They right out here in front of you talking about. I'm like, if this ain't the pot calling the kettle and the kettle calling the shit, is crazy. I could not understand it. Y'all have a good night.